So now I just want to get off into the specific connections between members. These are my general arrangement drawings. Jeff, if you have any questions, Josh, if anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Yeah, so obviously our layout here is just, we've got our central runners, and then we've got, these are 2 foot on center. Boom, 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 boom. So you'll have an 8-foot sheet will be able to go here, and then you're another 8-foot sheet, and then you start a 4-foot sheet here, just like you would normally deck. And then, oh yeah, just so we're aware, where is this? 2 foot 10 1/4, plus our 3/4 inch plywood, that's 2 foot 11, plus our 1 inch foam, that's 3 foot, so that's 36 inches. And then, let's see, from that 36 inch mark up, I didn't mark it, is exactly 6 feet. I think that's UFC standard. So, connections. I know you guys wanted no bolted connections, but I couldn't get around it. It would have complicated things too much. I couldn't find the right member sizes to, but I got, these connections at the border are all just slip in. We've got these contour plates that slip into it, and we can just ka-chunk them right on in. But the bolted connections in the middle I retained because they're going to be a lot more secure. They're all the same size of bolts though. So we will have one rattle gun probably with one bolt size across the board, and you just rattle them all up and it'll go quick. And it'll be a lot more secure, a lot more strong of connections that way. So yeah, typically, so we've got, let's see, view on D. So there's going to be all this type of connection here. Okay, and that's going to be this. Your typical floor connection is just going to have 2 knife plates sticking out, and then rattle up the bolts, and that's it. Okay, and then view on F. So this is our connection there. We've got, okay, that's right, that's what I did. So we've got a column coming up here, and to affix it to that, we've got a knife plate coming up here. The reason I don't have a plate coming on this side is because this is where we want that to be flush to the wall. Okay, so we just have a threaded stud coming out from this beam and rattle that nut on. That's it. All right, and that will suck. There's a couple places where that is, and so that'll suck those 2 beams together, as well as that'll pin them together as well. And then here, E, these 2 conditions right here is a double-sided one because we're not flush up against anything there. Okay, and then what else are our connections? So this is just kind of a section view here, BB, of our typical frame getting attached to the assembly view. So where we have these little bent plates, these all around, these little bent plates is this right here, and this tube is our frame. Imagine it kind of going up here. It's our frames. Most of them are empty, and 2 of them hold a door. Those will just go boom right in there, and then tip up. Actually, let's go over into the 3D view. So these is what these look like. These are what I'm talking about, and the frames are this. Okay, and they'll have fencing on them. Okay, as per this detail here, I've left, oh gosh, that's not a 1/2 inch. So between there and there is more like, I think it's 3/8 of an inch, or it could be a 1/4 inch, I'm not sure. So, but that's meant to pinch the crap out of that fencing material so that when we've got our flooring, which will come up to about here, there won't be any way for you to get your foot slipping down in there like you were saying happens with the old ring. Okay, that's our connections. I think that's all of them. Let me just go over them in 3D real quick. So that's our typical connection there. Like these knife plates are welded to this beam. Okay, so then this beam, you just bring it in, shove it between the plates, shove your bolts in, rattle them up, you're good to go. All right, that's our beam connection here. And again, no plate on this side so that this side can be flush up against the wall. Okay. Oh yeah, over here, this is just a one off here, but our little angle bracket here so that we can have our plywood running right along there. Oh yeah, these little guys are on the inside now, so that when you're crawling under here, you're not getting your head caught on these hooks. Yeah, so here we've got our round-headed hex screws here so that you're not, you know, we're going to have padding here, of course, but I figured I'd still go with a rounded screw here so that there's not this big chunky thing you put padding over and you can still feel it underneath the padding. So that's why I went with that. Again, there's our interchangeable connection there for half court versus full. Okay, and then here, our slotted connections. These are kind of hard to see, so I figured I'll go start hiding some of this stuff. I can go hide, select, select, select. I can take one of these assemblies and hide it so you can see down in there. So this, imagine this piece, this piece, this piece, and this, of course, all is one beam. And just imagine that all coming in, and that piece slots down to that channel. Here, I'll hide that channel, which will be welded to this. Okay, so that's one piece, these two. Okay, so if I hide that, you see that this thing here just ka-chunks down into there. All right, now let's make everything visible again. Boom. Now, there's two conditions, there's two places where this is happening. One on the other side and one here. So this is a complicated column, but it's this, 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 and this is all one piece. Okay, and then these beams all have plates that shoot down, knife plates that shoot down and contour into this. So this is, again, another non-bolted connection. So I'll start hiding some of this stuff. These plates right here are connected to what I just made disappear. So I'll make those disappear. So as you can see, this plate will be welded to this one, so that when you come in here, this bad boy just, here, I'll hide that side plate, so you can see that these beams just have these knife plates that just come down and you just slide them right into that. And that's how that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, all separate. All right, I think that is all of our connections. Oh yeah, again, our panels, which consist of like everywhere. There. Okay, here's a good example. It's like these big ones. Boom, boom. That's just one big panel that you bring over and you dump into these bent plates at the bottom, and then you tip them up until they hit these brackets, and then you shove your bolts through and you're affixed. All right, I think that's it. Let me know if y'all have any questions. And yeah, we'll push this out for fabrication.